everyone, it's Max from the Signal Bar Method. I wanted to do a quick video update on XRP, show you what I'm seeing and why I'm so damn bullish on XRP right now, even though it's lagging the market. Once again, missing tons of opportunity. Even my call outs, my weekly call outs are skyrocketing, but I'm not going to share the call outs because obviously, but I will share that I made XRP a call out, a weekly call out this week. I'm not against the weekly at all. It made it to my call out, to my call outs. The last time XRP had made my call outs were this daily and probably this daily, I think. That's it. Hasn't made the call outs ever since then. Just this daily here and this daily here, I think. Probably made the call outs, that's about it. And then back here, probably made the call outs for this day. And I don't know, maybe this day back then. I can't go that far back on Twitter, I don't think, so I don't know. But definitely this day, definitely this day, definitely this day. And recently, yesterday, it made the weekly call out. So, let's get into it, and I just want to, let's go back and see remember when I was talking about, so here's our lime green symmetrical triangle. You can see this symmetrical triangle, and I just want, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back kind of like New Year's Eve time where I was seeing, I had this little orange symmetrical triangle drawn. I was saying right, I was like, this is really coiled. XRP is going to make a big move one way or another. It was right around this time that people started to talk shit, and they were like, a lot of people come out, and they're like, I don't need charts and squiggly lines. XRP's gonna do what it's gonna do, and you can't predict anything, and da 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 da. And I was like, just wait, dude. This thing's gonna make a big move one way or another. I know it is. And this was the day right here where I was thinking, you know what? XRP actually has a fighting chance to make a big move higher. And I said that. And then it was after this day where we got rejected that I said, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I think this is actually going to drop now. And keeps chopping around, starts dropping off a green, so it's not ready. There's your red. Now it was ready to drop, but they didn't want to let it go yet. Pop off a green, that's a problem, but then we get a decent green close. I said, all right, maybe it can get back up. Nope, red close. There's your setup candle to collapse off of, and sure enough, boom, right out of this symmetrical. Took out all that support. People just don't get it, I think. I think people just, I don't know, maybe they've been slapped around with all this scum in this space, and because there's a lot of rookies out there trying to sell shit, sell subscriptions, just basic stuff too, like averaging in long term, just like really dumb stuff to be paying for. And or they just don't get it and they're ignorant. But dude, there was so much shit talking during this. I was just like blown a fucking way. You had all kinds of dumbasses coming out just talking shit. And yet I called the big move. I said there was going to be a big wick, and it's like, dude, is that a big enough wick for you? I mean, look at that candle. It's fucking massive. It came down to the long-term trend lines like perfectly. I mean, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Just randomly finds support right there at it and bounces all the way back up. You think that's fucking random, bro? Come on, stop playing. You think that's a random fucking trend line? Like, wake the fuck up. Fucking, there's so many dumb people in this space. Anyways, let's keep going. So we're obviously going lower, right? Going lower. Still gonna go lower, doesn't look right yet. Right? We going lower? There we go. Back test, drop. And that's like kind of a normal back test. I'll show you what I'm talking about and why I'm saying that. But so we're coiling, a little jab below that trend line, another jab below that trend line, coming back up, hopefully, right? Coming back up. So that's a jab. Now we're above the moving averages there. We're working our way back into the symmetrical. And now we are. And this is when I was talking about, hey, like now we have this symmetrical, right? And we're probably gonna break out of it one way or another, because symmetricals can break either way. But my guess is we're breaking up because we're at a long-term fucking trend line. We're at a couple long-term trend lines. And sure enough, we just needed the right daily. We needed the right candle setup to do it. And I told you guys that. And when did we get it? I mean, that's not horrible, but it still doesn't look right. I really want a setup candle. That's not it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Right fucking there. You had the green daily. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm not mad at that daily at all. This thing can go. And sure enough, boom. And then what happens the next day? They fucking rip it down and clear all the stops below this low and that low. That's how manipulated XRP is. Yes, it's very manipulated, but no, it doesn't change the fact that TA still works. You're just reading supply and demand, dude. I don't get why that's so fucking hard for people to wrap their thick skulls around. It doesn't change the fact that you're still reading supply and demand, okay? It's like, I don't care how fucking manipulated it is. Like, look, obviously it's manipulated. They were clearing stops and loading up long there. You know they were. That was probably their last chance to fucking just sell the shit out of it, you know, and just take out stops left and right. That took a lot of selling power there. So heavily manipulated, 100%. It's probably the most manipulated crypto in the space. I could almost guarantee it. And most crypto, I'm going to be honest, like I've been watching Bitcoin intraday more often than I would normally do because I'm in this competition, this leap competition, and you know, I'm not, you know, top 10, bottoms 36. I fucked around and pissed away some profit, and you know, so I'm only at like 20K-ish right now. And had I left my long on overnight, it'd be maybe like 23, 24K. So I'm just under. And I was at zero like a week or two ago because I pissed away like 15K because I was so pissed off after it was either this day or the next wick day. So things get even better, right? So we close a green, pop off a red. We know that's a problem. You're not gonna launch off that little inside green. Okay, now you can go higher. Called that out. Boom, big day. Still popping off a red like this, just not ideal. You want to see a better setup than that. Popping off a red, that's a problem. Big red day. Look how far they wicked this thing down. This was the day when the alts got crushed, when Bitcoin pulled back a bit, you know. And it was like alts pulled back so much. You had alts like ICP that had already been broken out super high that came all the way back in and broke below the daily lows. It was so obvious by the end of the day that these fucking scumbags that have so much fucking power, so easily push this market around, collapse things to just load up long and clear stops. I almost fucking guarantee it because a lot of cryptos are a lot higher since then. You know, XRP is obviously the shittiest crypto in this space. It has done jack shit. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen some really stupid comments like, oh, you just didn't average in correctly then. No, you're a fucking idiot because most of the crypto space has exploded. Okay, so it's not just, oh, you didn't average in correctly. No, we're in a shitty fucking crypto. Period. The price action has been shit, right? So, but I'm still really bullish. We're getting to the good part, I promise. So pullback, wick, just nasty. Off of a green, you know it's probably not going to last. Little inside green, we're at the 20. Look at the 20 SMA moving up. The moving averages are through the symmetrical, okay? Little inside green just doesn't look right. That just doesn't look right to go higher off of. Inside red, drop. There's a big green off of a red after they pulled it back to the 20. I actually caught 59 right there. So I caught that with like a little bit of size in my trading account. But still, it just doesn't look right yet. It's not really set up red. We can drop off of that. Little inside green, bolt trap, drop, hanging man, drop. Below the 20, back above the 20, just chopping around. There's a little green bar to try and go higher off of. It looks like it does, but it's into the moving averages. The 10 is going over the 20, just doesn't look right yet. Red bar can try to push lower over that. Gets a little inside green. Okay, we can try and fight back higher. You can see the 8 crossing the 10. These things are trying to roll up now. Green, another green daily, okay, and here we are, another green daily. We're finally getting back above the 20. You can see the lower time frame moving averages trying to cross back up, and the MACD trying to get above the 0 line. So here we are, Okay, here we are. Kind of almost have like a little inverse head and shoulder. You can kind of see it playing out there. I'm not like extremely confident in this thing just being it and going higher here, because of just like, this isn't bad. I mean, this little inside green was a play to buy there and your stop here if you want to try and trail daily lows and think this thing is going higher from here. The thing that worries me is this red 3-day. Doesn't really look correct on the 3-day yet. There's room here below. This is a red 3-day. You know, moving averages look good, but the 20 could still need a little catching up. Even if this closed green, you know, you could still assume that there'd be a possibility of like a drop, pop maybe, and then maybe a go Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. I mean, the weekly looks good. Right, this weekly looks good, but even with the weekly, I don't like that it didn't close super high and super strong. It's kind of a small real body. This wick is like a little bit taller than I'd like. I would have liked us to close up here closer to the high, and then I would have been extremely bullish. But I'm still, look, the moving averages are rolling up. We've been hanging out at this long-term trend line for fucking ever. So ultimately, yeah, I'm really bullish, but you can see the weekly looks good. We dropped, we popped. I was calling for that. We needed this green weekly close to drop and then pop. We got it. Now we have a decent looking weekly. We can go higher off of this. My only worry is this red 3-day. It doesn't really look correct yet. So, you know, we really like this. There's a good 3-day. Here's a good 3-day setup. Even back here, we had a good 3-day when they popped there. You know, back here, you know, we had just better 3-day setups. You know what I mean? Here, here, here. You know what I mean? Before we move, there's a green 3, go. The 3 is pretty respected. Green 3, go. Green 3, go. You know, back in 2017, green 3, go. And, you know, some various green 3-days in there to play. That one's not bad at all back there. So I don't think it's exactly ready. I think we're really damn close, but I don't think it's exactly ready. I like the weekly a lot. I wish it would have closed strong. If it would have closed strong, I would have been extremely bullish and getting very loud about it. But there, you know, it closed like this, and it just like wasn't as inspiring to me. And it's just literally, sometimes it's those little changes. It wasn't much, but fucking they just like, they didn't want to close it like that. So, you know, it is what it is. So I don't know. It might need a couple more weeks. I'm not mad at the 2-week, but it's got this long ass wick up here. I'm not mad at the 3-week, but it's kind of a big ass green doji. You know what I mean? So it might need just a little more time. And then we go over to the monthly. Not a bad candle. I'd like to see it close a little higher for the month at least. But still, not a bad candle regardless. If it closed there, it's not the end of the world. Here's what's the most important candle. It's the 3-month, because a lot of these other monthly candles, higher monthly candles, look pretty good. They're all green. They look pretty good. We get the 3-month close on Sunday. It's a really fucking big deal. Like, we want this thing to close strong, at least close green. If not, just like a little doji hammer here. You can see the 10 rolling over, the 8 rolling up. That's all good. Like, it looks like this thing's ready to fire on the next candle, and it should. Especially if you see the 3-month close up here, maybe around 70-ish, 72, 73 maybe, something like that. I don't really want to see this broken at this point. Unless this thing is actually going to really fire this week and go explosive, I don't really just want to see this thing like break up to here. It would look a lot, I'm telling you guys, it's going to look a lot better if we maybe close in here in like 70, 72, you know, up to like maybe like 74. It's going to look really fucking bullish. Like really fucking good too. Somebody that, if we close around here, and somebody sees this and they're like, that doesn't look good. XRP is going to drop back down to the 40s. Meh. Like, they don't know what quality fucking looks like. They have the worst fucking taste in the world. If you see XRP close on Sunday around these prices up here, even this isn't horrible. Even down here isn't horrible. It still looks really bullish. Somebody that says differently one, they don't know what a good chart looks like. Two, they just have the worst fucking taste. They have the worst fucking taste. They're fucking idiots. Absolute idiots. Like this looks absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. But we need to get the close on Sunday. We have to get the close. It looks like it now, but this candle is not static. So we need to get that close on Sunday. So very, very powerful setup we have here on the 3-month. And which would mean, the next 3 months could be extremely explosive. As long as we get a decent close here, I'm expecting the next 3 months, this candle to be very explosive to the upside. XRP's gotten explosive, moves off of some ugly ass candles like this, this move here, even back here. I mean, this 3-month candle setup is fucking ugly. We had the symmetrical and all that, but like still the move, the candle move, it's just ugly, dude, just butt ugly. So, and now we have something that's actually really pretty, while we've been holding this long-term trend line for fucking years, dude. For years we've been bouncing at this long-term trend line. So, and now we're primed, we're coiled up here. We've got this 3-month setup bar. You start looking at like all the other monthly setups. It's no different. Like they all look very, very bullish. Look, the 4-month is going to close in May. It's going to be a similar looking candle setup, right? Or the end of April. And then you're going to have a similar looking 4-month candle. So maybe it's really May, but then you have a 4-month candle that's ready to explode too. 5-month candle, look. End of May this would close. If that closes like that, that's a very bullish candle to explode off of. That would be June explosion. That 5-month candle, gorgeous setup candle. And here's a 6-month. I mean, hopefully you get the fucking move before the end of the year, right? But here's a 6-month candle. So I would expect this candle, to really get up. Green candles, everything looks okay. You've got the yearly candle. Here's the yearly green. We're ready to go higher this year, not next year, this fucking year. Okay, it's green. We're good for go. Just like this one was green. Good for go. Okay, so we're good to go, right? So everything's looking pretty good. But like I said, I don't really like this 3-day setup. Yeah, it's kind of like a hammer. Yeah, the moving averages are up here, but it just doesn't. Like, it doesn't entice me. It doesn't look like, here's a little green pop. Like, it's not, I don't know. I mean, maybe you could get maybe it just breaks the rules and it goes, but it just doesn't look like, like I got high ass standards, and that just, it's not up to my standards. I'm not mad at the daily, but maybe if it could like pop, trade sideways, that would give this a chance to, moving averages to roll up, the 20 to catch up, and I don't know, because it's like you got this weekly that looks pretty good to go, but you've got this 3-day that just doesn't look as good. So I don't know, maybe they break the norm and it just goes, or maybe we need more time. But as you can see, like this general area here should pretty much hold. Like that, you can see the 20 coming up. There's no reason we should be going lower than this. So ultimately what I'm saying is like, we're fucking bullish, dude. Even if we pull back a little bit into this area, we're fucking bullish. We should be going higher. No excuses. There's no fucking excuses right now. I don't want to hear it. No excuses. You got a nice weekly. Yeah, it didn't close all the way up here, but still, it's pretty decent. Like, we should be holding this area. Even the 20 right here on the weekly, the 8, the 10 coming up, like, we should be going higher with the rest of the market. There's no excuses. Things should be putting in a big move here soon. Whether it's, if we go back to the 3-month, whether it's this upcoming 3-month bar, or you go over to the 4-month, which closes a month later, same thing. And same with the 5. It's the same exact story. Whether it's the end of May and then it's June, it's sometime in that time frame. So I think we're closer than we think. Seeing this weekly, like that's a really nice weekly setup. It's not super nice because if we would have closed up here, then that would have been like a really, really beautiful weekly setup. The fact that we just closed a little bit lower, it's not as nice looking, but still pretty decent looking. So that's where we're at. and that's what we're working with. It's not, there's definitely some prettier setups out there for sure. And a lot of my call outs are exploding. So, it shows. It shows. It just, there's no, it's not like it's made up shit. If it's a better looking setup, typically it's got better odds of sending. And XRPs isn't bad. I'd say XLMs, maybe looks a little bit better, but the thing with XLM is this wick's like really, really long. It just looks like it might need a little more time. It's a pretty nice weekly setup. The 3-day, the fact that this wick's like kind of high, sitting high, and there's this window down here, but you got the moving average rolling up. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And I think the 2-week, 3-week, I mean, dude, look, you got a red 2-week on XLM. I mean, that's not pretty. A red 3-week on XLM, that's not pretty either. So, I don't know. Seeing that on XLM, that's not pretty. So, I'm going to try not to focus on XLM. But, ideally what XRP would do, I would think, is stay strong up here and maybe give a better kind of setup, give some type of better setup here. A lot of cryptos are ripping higher, and I think they could use better setups, to be honest, better daily setups. When I'm saying setups, is better daily setups, because a lot of them are just ripping higher. And it looks like, and then you look at their 3 days and like it's bullish, but it just looks like it could look better is all I'm saying. So, it could look better that's all I'm saying, is it could look better. So, and all of it's pretty much dependent on what Bitcoin does. And I think we're still going to see an alt run, but the alt run hasn't even begun, in my opinion. It's begun, but it hasn't really begun where we're going to see huge percentage moves. And I think that day is coming. We just need the Bitcoin dominance to roll over, and there's probably some more in the tank. So, I don't talk about this stuff publicly usually. This is for my subscribers and everything, but there probably is a little more in the tank for the Bitcoin dominance and everything. So, not much. I don't think much. I do think we're getting close to the top of the Bitcoin dominance here. Whether this is going to hold and we're going to roll over here, whether we're going to get up to the longer term trend line and then roll over. I do think we're getting really close in this area. So I do think we're really, really close to this alt market run. We'll see how things shake out. It depends a lot on what the dollar does here. It's at this long-term trend line, so it depends a lot on what this dollar is going to do too. So we'll see what happens. This is just stuff I don't talk about publicly. This is subscriber stuff, So that's why I was saying the other day, you don't see the bigger picture of what I'm talking about. You just see XRP and how I'm talking about that. So that being said, maybe you need to get subscribed. Check it out. The link's in the @SignalBarMethod bio. You can find it there for the course and the daily subscription. Good luck out there, guys. Wishing everyone the best. Obviously, not financial advice.